Hi. Well, let me start today with I want to share with you a very special thing going on today for me. It is my 29-year sober anniversary. Yes, 29 years ago, I had, I say, the worst day and the best day of my life. Worst day because it literally was a day I wanted to die. I really thought that my life was over. There was no way I could find a way to live without alcohol because I had lost all control. And I was scared and I was terrified and I was depleted spiritually, physically, emotionally bankrupt. I was in so much pain. However, that pain helped me tr- make the change that I had been fighting so hard against. I was terrified to quit drinking, but I was more terrified of taking that first drink. And that day, I'll be honest, the thought did come to my mind, maybe I need to just figure out a way to check out and get out of life here. And the thought did cross my mind, as it does with many addicts and alcoholics out there. In fact, if you're an addict and alcoholic watching this right now, it might be going through your mind right now. And here's what I'll tell you about that. Um, I thank God I didn't decide on that path because there was so much waiting for this beautiful life that was just waiting to be claimed for me on the other side. I just had to step up and claim that life. And so I did the only thing I could figure to do. It was either end it all or try and seek other people who have figured this thing out and see how they did it and see if that I might be able to do the same thing. And so I stepped into 12-step recovery. And that was, early recovery was no joke. It was very, very chaotic. Everything I knew was being turned upside down, and I didn't have a drink to cope with it. I only had other alcoholics and people like me telling me, "Hey, you know what? I've been where you are and it sucks, but I can tell you if you just don't take that first drink today and keep doing what I'm telling you to do, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Maybe not right away. Might not feel it right away, but I'll tell you, if you can stay away from that first drink just for today and let tomorrow handle itself and give up the woes and worries of yesterday and stop living in the wreckage of your future, you're going to be just fine." And so I did what they told me to do. I went through the 12-step process, and I just went in because I was in so much pain and I was looking for ease of the pain that I was feeling, and I wanted to just figure out a way to stop drinking. But I was given so much more, so much more. I was given this incredible gift of a new life that has helped me. It's a spiritual way of living through the 12-step recovery process. Not a religious way, a spiritual way. And I've heard it said, religion is for people seeking to save their souls from the fires of hell, and spirituality is for people who've been there. So you can have both. So I I had a spiritual awakening as a result of going through the 12-step process, and I gained a life I've had things happen, really bad things happen throughout my sobriety. Just because I got sober didn't mean life's still not in session, and it is. But it's nothing that I've ever had to drink over. I was sober when 9/11 happened, and on 9/11, I could have ran to a drink, which a lot of people did, but I chose to run to God, and I ran to my support group, and I got through that time with God's love and support. And same thing happened when I had a health scare with my child, with my husband, going through unemployment numerous times. We're dealing with that right now, but I know God's got us covered. So here's my message to you. I don't want my 29th anniversary to go by without offering hope to the hopeless addict and alcoholic out there, because there's somebody out there just like me, scared to death, figured out that they have no control when it comes to alcohol, and they're scared of what they're going to do to get through, and how are they going to get through life. And I'm here to tell you, it only starts with one step. One step. You just have to start the process. Whether that means going to rehab, whether that means checking into 12-step recovery group, whatever it is. Go to your church, go to a friend who has got sobriety and is living a good life. And they can tell you it's not so bad on the other side. It's really not. Um, it just has to be one small thing, one small change to make a big change in your life. And that's the message I want to give to you. You can have a better life. You don't have to live the life that you're living, and you don't have to be tied by the bonds and chains of alcohol weighing you down daily. You know, um, when I heard a story a while back of a prisoner of war, and the prisoner of war was being tortured and in the worst time of their life. And as they're sitting in that dark, abandoned, they're just prisoners of war. So as they're sitting in that dark place, imprisoned, not knowing whether they're going to live or die, and in immense pain, they heard on the wall. And that was a prisoner in another cell. I'm here. I'm here. I'm with you. You're not going through this alone. So that's what I want this message to be for the sick and suffering alcoholic out there. You're not alone. There's others of us out there. We've got this, and we've got you because we get you. And, you don't have to fight this fight alone, and you don't have to live the way you've been living. There is a way out. And I pray for you, and I hope for you that you find that way. And let me tell you, it's great on the other side. Come in, the water's warm. It's wonderful life waiting for you to claim. So go out and claim it today. Stop living in the darkness. Stop living in the dark. You can head towards the light, and you will get there. So that's my 29-year rant. I hope it helps somebody out there. That's the purpose of it, because without that, I don't stay sober today. So have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And if you're an alcoholic, you have a sober and beautiful day. All right. Bye.